Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd do an updated study methods video, kind of talk about what I kept the same and what I did end up changing across my first year of vet school. I am currently approaching the final exam season for semester 2, so I am about this close to finishing my first year, but I definitely think I've noticed different patterns that I've changed, things that I've learned along the way. So if you're interested, please subscribe, please stick around, come along. Okay, so first I'm going to really quickly cover what has pretty much stayed the same. And if you haven't seen that last video, feel free to go check it out if you want. But basically, I still absolutely love a to-do list. I'm literally using one right now. It is so satisfying to check off things and they help you be more organized and responsible. Same with, I still do daily flashcards, roughly half an hour per full subject. I still find spaced repetition really valuable and only valuable, arguably, when you are consistent. And that daily consistency does really help me when it comes to any kind of mid-sem exam, final exam, anything. It makes prep way less stressful. Another thing is that I am still addicted to AI, especially ChatGPT. I still consistently use it to make all of my flashcards. One of the best things to save time. And the last thing that I did mention in the last video was taking breaks. Yes, 100% still agree. I still use the Pomodoro technique. Okay, now let's move into what I've changed since then, or at least what I've added. Initially, I said before my exams that I ramp up how many flashcards I'm doing so that I double what I'm currently doing for the subject that I'm about to be examined on. I do find that I am not as focused on doing the extra flashcards as I used to be. Just in general, overall, I've found that the flashcards are better for my long-term retention and that maintaining that consistency does really help me when it comes to those exams. But trying to load a bunch of extra flashcards the day before the exam, I haven't found that beneficial, at least for me. Do I still do my flashcards? Yes. I'm just not doing extra before an exam like I used to, and I spend that time elsewhere, such as extra practice questions. Another thing I do is that I break down my lectures one by one, I think a lot better than I used to. I get AI to generate questions for every single lecture now, whereas I used to do all of the lectures in 1 week and then get them to generate questions for that whole week. I've found that AI is a lot better at targeting for one lecture rather than going across a whole week of content, because then it doesn't forget things as easily. And another thing, especially for this semester, that I've added is drawing my anatomy diagrams. So for example, I've got a respiratory exam coming up tomorrow. Actually, this is procrastination. That is an example of something I drew. Same with for previous exams, that is the kidney. But yeah, essentially something I think I learned the hard way during semester 1 is how much they love to put up those anatomy pictures that they're showing you in lectures and practicals and asking you to label the diagram. And especially my first final exams, this really stumped me. For some reason, I didn't really expect it. And because I'm drawing it, I need to understand what I'm doing, and then also color coding it really helps me when I go into the exam, because I'll look at the same anatomy picture and I'll think in my head, oh, it's pointing to purple. What was purple?
Sure. I'm a practicing one. Oh, yeah. They were weird about it.
And I've already found across the majority of my mid-semester tests, this current semester 2, they have thrown anatomy pictures at me, just like I thought, and I did 1,000 times better, at least in those portions of the exam. Another thing that I think I've become a lot more addicted to, if you have access to it, a whiteboard. I absolutely swear by it. I particularly love creating a massive flowchart of especially a lecture that's really confusing me, but once you get it all in a single flowchart, it ends up looking a lot less overwhelming than what you think, and I just find it way easier to digest that way. And then once you've done that, mind dumps. Pick a topic, write out every single thing you remember from it on that whiteboard. Check back afterwards, write everything you missed. I like to do that in a different color, and then just repeat. Do it until you're so sick of seeing it that it's actually burned into your memory. That process of mind dumping really tests you and tells you exactly what you actually know and where your brain is getting stuck. Even if you just repeat it every day before your exam for like a week, you'd be surprised at how much more you can retain just by doing that. Finally, my last point is definitely more of a new one, but this is something that I personally have been really struggling with exams: pathology questions. And I mean putting up a picture of an organ and asking me for differentials and describing it, all of that. Trying to diagnose it. Do you want to come up here? Anyway, trying to diagnose it is my absolute downfall in most exams. We get pathology classes where they give us sheets that have questions on the front, answers on the back, and they do upload this into a PDF. And you know, previously, I can't lie, I ignored them because I keep noticing it's what I'm getting wrong in my exams. I'm changing the way I'm studying a bit, taking those PDFs, and I'm turning the pictures and answers into a PowerPoint slide so that your first PowerPoint slide is the organ, the second one is whatever diagnosis. Putting it into a PowerPoint slide forces me to actually actively think because I'm staring at it and then just flicking through like this. And because I've separated it and they're no longer on the same slide, my brain can't cheat and just read the diagnosis and not actively think about it. And if you are thinking, well, that sounds like it takes way too much time, be for real, I got ChatGPT to do it. I just edited the document. This is definitely a more short-term thing I do right before my exams, but this is something I really wish I knew prior to starting my first year, was how inevitable every single exam is going to have these pathology questions. The last thing I really quickly wanted to add about the pathology is less of a study method by yourself and more for in class how to actively engage. As I mentioned, they give us sheets that have questions on the front, answers on the back, and it's very easy for yourself to just walk through the whole class and just flip, go, yeah, cool, flip, yeah, that's nice, and just have no idea what's going on. I learned the hard way. The better way to do it is to stick with your group, pick one person for every single table, and of course make sure you alter who you pick. They are the sole person to touch that paper and pick it up and look at the answers, and then they need to be asking and pushing you and the rest of your group for what you think the answer is. This is also a bit better because if you've got absolutely no idea, they can start asking leading questions. Well, what about this? And it makes you more actively engage and think about it and try to get to the answer rather than just flipping it over and cheating. I am definitely still not a group studier just in general, but this has really helped me in some of my classes to actually pay attention. But that's it. That's everything I've changed so far across my first year of vet school. Let me know if you do any of the same things, and also let me know anything else that you might have potentially learnt, because I'm always trying to adapt and learn new ways to study, especially as I'm gearing up for a new year of vet school. And of course, if you like this content, please subscribe. I'm here every single Sunday at 9 AM with more vet school content. And if you want to see me even more frequently, I'm always uploading on Instagram at becoming Dr. Talia. That's it, guys. Bye.